Good afternoon, good evening to August 3rd at 5:02 p.m. Central Standard Time. And my name is Kayaetta Cooks. I'll be your presenter for this evening. And welcome to Akana, the importance of your blood type and the 5 steps to generational health. Now, before I start, I want to just encourage you, if you haven't gotten a pen and some paper, we want you to go ahead and grab your favorite beverage because for over the next few minutes or so, I am going to share some information with you that is so vital, so transformational. In fact, it changed my life in less than a year, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. Now, before I go into it, I also want to find out if you know your blood type. If you know your blood type, we want you to put it in the chat. I always like to check to see who's in the room. And while you're doing that, I also want to encourage you that as we share this transformational information, I want you to think about those who you love, care, and support who may need to hear this very information. Because what we want you to do is we want you to invite them back on a call just like this that we host just for you every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Wednesday in person at our headquarters at 411 East 35th Street, and on Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10 a.m., all Central Standard Time, because we want you to invite them back so that they can hear the same information that you are about to hear today. So, as we talk about the importance of your blood type, there is a distinct connection with the health crisis that we're ignoring. When we think about heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life, they are often tied in together and often trailing right behind each other. In fact, heart disease has been found to be the leading cause of death, and cancer following right behind it, claiming nearly 600,000 lives annually. And when we look at diabetes, diabetes is such a growing epidemic that they are saying that we've given birth to the first generation that's almost guaranteed to not outlive their parents. And when we talk about a shortened life, that has been so devastating that we've lost our loved ones far too soon, whether it's from unhealthy diet, overconsumption of alcohol, or smoking, violence, environment, stress, depression, you name it. There's been an epidemic cause of a shortened life. And we find that all of these tie in together. And when we look a little bit closer at heart disease, we want to look at one of the number one problems in the US that our CEO has coined: suicide. And what does she mean by that? Well, Melissa Boston took a closer look at what all the other naturopaths and napropaths and natural doctors have been all pointing the finger at, and it's our food. It's in our food, and she has coined it to be suicide, where we are digging our graves with our fork. And when we look a little closer at heart disease, we have to know that that has been coined as the silent killer. In fact, in 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease, and about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. The damage is done, but the person's not aware of it. And when we look even closer, we see that there's an alarming number of our 14 to 19-year-olds that are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. Now, I don't know about you, but that took me back. And then when I was asked, "Do you know the significance of age 45 for African Americans?" Well, I said what they start getting married, they buy their first home, and I was informed that by the time we're 45 in the African American community, statistics have shown that we are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. What do I mean by that? What I mean is we are 2 times more likely to be at risk of dangerous levels of atherosclerosis. Now, a pictograph of that would be this on the screen. Where you see on the left-hand side, there is a beautiful, clean, healthy um, artery at its optimal health level. But over a period of time, whether it's through any of the health crises that I share with you today, optimum becomes borderline, where the walls begin to thicken and plaque begins to build up. And you have the endothelium level layer thickens. And what happens is the blood flow begins to be restricted. The oxygen level begins to be restricted. And so optimum becomes borderline, and then borderline becomes high, and then high becomes dangerous levels of atherosclerosis. And when that happens, you're looking at a completely blocked artery. And when there's a completely blocked artery, now you are 2 times more likely to have a heart attack, a stroke, or an aneurysm. Now, when we looked a little closer at just that statistic alone, we understood that understanding your blood type and eating according to your blood type was very vital. So, our CEO, Melissa Boston, and the Medical Advisory Board came up with this vision. And here it is. Our vision is a world where everyone has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, creating healthier, more resilient communities. And through personalized wellness for your blood type, we're breaking cycles of disease and poverty, empowering families to build a legacy of health and prosperity for generations to come. Now, I don't know about you, but when I heard the vision and then I thought about the vision, I said, wow, this company must be amazing. They then said, did you know that economy's in the hands of God? And I said, wow. Well, when I was introduced to the company, I was in trouble. In fact, my blood pressure was through the roof. I was swelling, unexplainable, rapid weight gain, migraine headaches, swelling and inflammation of the knees and the ankles, could barely walk, and I was just 49, just making 49. And so they talked a little bit more with me, and they said, "Do you know your blood type?" And I said, "No." I said, "Well, that's the first start." And then they began to talk to me about the 5 key reasons why heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life was plaguing our communities and impacting them like never before. And the first thing they said was, it's the lack of understanding how important it is to know your blood type. And for that very reason, Kana is committed to helping 1 million families learn their blood type. Now, when they begin to explain to me even more, they said, see, there are 4 blood types. Your blood type, whether A, B, O, or AB, it is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies you as surely as your DNA. And they asked me, do you know your blood type? I said, no, I don't think so. And there was another person next to me and they asked, did they know their blood type? And they said, yes, I'm a O. I'm O positive. And then they asked, well, what do you know about your blood type? And they proudly said, I'm a universal giver. And that's when the conversation got deep. They said, do you know you have a rich history? There's a rich history behind blood types. And they begin to share with us that if you're blood type A, you're considered an agrarian, nature's vegetarians, prone to digestive and heart issues. Therefore, red meat, shrimp, crab, lobster, and dairy can be especially harmful to a blood type A. Now, another thing they taught us about the blood type A is that they're naturally creative and inventive, and they require peace and harmony. So you remember that the next time you meet a blood type A. And a blood type B, who originally were barbaric, have migrated into a more balanced state. So they thrive on a diverse diet, but chicken, shrimp, crab, and lobster can disrupt their health. They have a more balanced immune and digestive system, and they are resilient. But blood type Bs tend to suffer from autoimmune diseases, IBS, and other issues. If you're blood type O, you're the oldest blood type, the most ancient blood type. Yes, you are the universal giver, but get a load of this. Your diet is a high protein diet. However, catfish, pork, dairy, refined carbs, white wine, and gluten can cause significant issues. They have a strong immune and digestive system, and they tend to experience more ulcers, arthritis, and thyroid issues. And if you're a blood type AB like me, you're complex and modern. You're the rarest blood type, a blending traits of blood type A and blood type B. Now, blood type ABs, they must balance the dietary restrictions of both types of blood types, A and B, for the optimal health. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't know my blood type, but some of those things, autoimmune diseases or uh, seeking peace and harmony, maybe some of those things resonated with you. But what I want to say is we don't want to play the guessing game. You want to know what your blood type is, and I'll tell you why. Your blood type is the key to unlocking your body's nutritional blueprint. See, your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the very food you eat. And if those foods will cause three things: inflammation, digestive problems, and or weight gain. Now you might be asking, well, what is it about the food and what's in it in the food that might be causing our bodies to react in such a way? Well, there are these ugly little gremlins that we call lectins. Now, our immune system is designed to protect us from these lectins. So 95% of our body sloughs off those lectins, right? They kick them right on out. However, there's 5% that find their way to filter into the bloodstreams where they not only react with, but they destroy red and white blood cells. And when that happens, your immune system becomes compromised. And when that happens, now you're facing all kind of sickness and illness and weight gain and inflammation, and it goes on and on and on. Now, there's been plenty of research, decades and decades of research. And even though it's not highly promoted, we are committed to getting this message out. Why? Because one person's food is another person's poison. And this is a sample list of foods that are considered toxic for the various blood types. But I also want to encourage you, if you have not read Dr. Peter J. Diamo's book, Four Blood Types, Four Diets, Eat Right for Your Type, I encourage you to do so because you want to know as much as you can about your unique disposition of your biological makeup. So you might be thinking, learn your blood type. Absolutely. Right? Because when you learn your blood type, it gives you the keys to break the chain of generational cycles of sickness and poverty. You simply have the power in your hands. So let's think about it. If they give you the wrong blood, it could kill you. Now let's think about this. Let's dig a little deeper. If you eat the wrong food, it could be killing you slowly. What do you think? Absolutely. So you might be thinking, wait, why am I just learning that food impacts my blood cells based on blood type? Well, I'll tell you, if it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, it isn't promoted in the United States. In fact, it's been big business equals profits over people. So when you look at cigarettes, trans fats, 5G cell phones, GMOs, and milk, highly promoted, right? Highly profitable, but yet highly connected to all kinds of sicknesses, diseases, cancer, diabetes, right? Heart disease, clogged arteries, mucus, you name it. These things, although highly profitable, are killing us slowly. So you might be thinking, well, what countries adhere to the blood type philosophy? Japan does. You know what country doesn't? The United States. In fact, there's a direct correlation between life expectancy and eating according to your blood type. See, Japan has come in at first place with the longest life expectancy. In fact, they have the opportunity and the joy to celebrate their centennials out of everyone else in the world, more of their centennials. And when you look at the United States, we're coming in at the 50th place with America, the 76 years age of life expectancy for Americans. But then when you bring it on in to our community, you're talking about 71.8 years of age is the average life expectancy in our very own community. So I don't know about you, but I felt like number one, I felt like my mom left way too soon. I felt like my father left way too soon. I felt like a lot of my family members left way too soon, and I wanted to do something about it. So when I heard that by following the blood type diet, that there has been anecdotal evidence that shows millions of people reported positive improvements by adhering to the blood type diet, I wanted to hear more. And so they began to go on and tell me that you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections and take a stand against life-threatening diseases. I love that. I started to get excited because when I was introduced to them, I was at a hopeless state. And then they said, you know what? I know you're almost 300 pounds, but I want you to know by following your blood type diet, you can achieve your ideal weight, slow down the aging process, and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. I started really getting excited. I said, oh my goodness, I think I found the answer, right? And then they began to talk to me about dangerous levels of oxidation being the second key reason for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and a shortened life. See, they talked to me and said that researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, excuse me, and many of the other problems associated with getting older. So you see those bananas on the left-hand side and how they are browning and rusting. Well, of course, in the store, they were green or yellow, very beautiful. You probably wouldn't pick up bananas that look like that right off bat. In fact, when you eat the bananas, the same thing that's happening to the rust on those screws is happening inside of your body when oxidation is at its dangerous level. So, when you think about a solution for that, we want to look at antioxidants, being making sure that we have those added to our diet. See, fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which, by the way, also have antioxidant abilities. And some phytonutrients have shown to disable cancer causing substances as well. So we actually can be proactive instead of reactive. And then when we look at the third key reason for those health crises, it's going to be omega 3 deficiency. See, when you have a lack of omega 3s, then your cardiovascular health is at risk. Now we're talking about increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. And then when we think about cognitive decline, we're looking at the increased risk of depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, and dementia. And chronic inflammation that accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune disease. And let's not talk about the metabolic health, where it contributes to the weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. The lack of omega 3s also contribute to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. By the way, yes, you can have a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And when that happens, it can progress to liver cirrhosis or liver cancer. Then there's the immune function that's being compromised because of the lack of omega 3s. So what happens is it weakens the immune function, making the body more susceptible to infections. And then we're looking at bone health. When there's a lack of omega 3s, it attacks the bone health and it increases the risk of osteoporosis, leading to fractures and a higher risk of complications, especially in older adults. Now, the fourth key reason for the health crisis is going to be an unhealthy gut. See, 70% of our immune system is in our guts, and our gut we call a microbiome. It's the microbiome. So if you ever heard microbiome, they are talking about your gut. Now, gut issues arise when our diet includes improper food functions and lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. So, how do you know you have an unhealthy gut? Here are some signs. Number one is going to be digestive issues. You're not going on a regular basis, especially if you're eating 2 to 3 times a day. You should be going a minimum of two to release what you have eaten. You have to get that out of your body. And then a weakened immune system. You're always getting sick time after time, no matter what. Malabsorption. And no matter what you take, your body is not absorbing what is needed. By the way, which causes a nutritional deficiency. And then there's inflammation, skin problems, always breaking out, eczema, rashes, unhealthy gut, mental health challenges, all right, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions, all tied in to an unhealthy gut. The fifth key reason is going to be parasite invasion. Now, when you have a parasite invasion, there's three main things that's going on here. You have chronic infections and inflammation, which leads to heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune disorders. And parasites have even been found to be in the presence of autopsies. And when that happens, parasites are invading our brains, our organs, lungs, and our liver. And then when we talk about the mental health, parasites, when they travel and get into the brain, it causes depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. So you might be relating to any of those five key reasons. I just want to say this. You may not need another prescription, a higher dose of medicine. you may need to cleanse your guts and your blood cells. In fact, if you've ever eaten meat, have not cleansed your vegetables and fruits properly, you're not cleansing on a regular basis, eating according to your blood type, I promise you, it is highly likely that you need to clean out the gut, clean out the blood, unclog those arteries so that you can live an optimal level of health. And so when a Connor's medical board and the CEO sat down and they said, hey, we need to find some solutions here. Out of that birthing room came 5 steps to generational health. Now, before I get into that, I want to give our disclaimer. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. And of course, individual results may vary. So let's get into a number one solution. It's going to be to know your blood type. Find out your blood type. Do you know your blood type? Do you know your children's blood type? Do you know your sisters, your brothers, your parents' blood type? It's important that you know that because your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. That's powerful, right? It is a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. Does anybody want to live most healthfully? I know I do. And then solution number 2 is going to be to learn what's best for you. See, food that heals one can harm another. So when it all boils down to it, it's your blood type that matters. It's the food that is good for you and the food that is toxic for you. Knowing that matters. Your health matters. And ultimately, it's your legacy that matters. What will they say about you when you make your transition? What will be your legacy? Will it be that you were proactive in creating generational health in your bloodline? And if yes, then your third solution is going to be to purchase the option that works best based on your goal. See, it's not enough your blood type and food that's good for you and the food that harms you. You want to have applied knowledge. Now it's time to take action. So we already know that we need to cleanse, right? And so this kit was put together especially for those that do not know their blood type. See, this blood type support kit includes a herbal tea, nutrition, and optional testing for all blood types. It is designed to kickstart the cleansing of your colon and blood. So in the kit, which is only $59.95, you get a blood type test kit, bitters, detox meal plan, sample meal replacement shake called the Fuel, and an individual digital download for your blood type. Now we do have an option too for the blood type support kit, and that's this everything comes in the kit except for the blood type test. But what we always encourage people to do is to go ahead and get option number 1 and find out if you know your blood type already, who in your household doesn't. That is the start to better health. So when we dig a little deeper into this package, the first thing we want to identify is that when you're talking about detoxification, you want to first detoxify your blood cells. So that flat belly bitters is a powerful tool for that's a quick 4-day detox, primarily due to its impact on digestion and liver function. So here's how it works. First, it's going to boost your digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid, which are essential. Then it's going to regulate your appetite and reduces your cravings for unhealthy foods. It's also going to support liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. It's also going to eliminate fat-soluble toxins through the digestive system. It also alkalizes the body and reduces inflammation. And last but not least, it's going to improve that microbiome by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and inhibiting harmful bacteria. Then you have next in the package a flat belly fuel sample, and it comes in cocoa berry fusion, choco berry fusion, and vanilla. And I mean, they are absolutely delicious. And it's the world's first organic, natural solution to the 5 key problems that we're facing. So it's going to have that blood type support for all blood types. The antioxidant protection loaded with it. It also has the omega-3 fatty acids, the gut health, prebiotic, probiotic, and fiber. And guess what? It even eliminates the parasites. This meal replacement is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. And you want to make sure that you get that product on auto ship, okay? On auto ship. And then for those who need more of a personalized wellness plan for your blood type, we have a 7-day option and a 21-day option. So this 7-day, we call it the 7-day refresh, right? This nutrient-packed program helps cleanse your digestive system, boost your energy, and shed up to 10 pounds, leaving you feeling lighter and revitalized. And inside this pack, you have the purifier, which is the liquid colonic plus a full body cleanse. Then you have the eliminator, which removes the parasites and reduces mucus. Then third, after we've cleansed out the body, we've cleansed out the blood, and we've dried up that mucus, and we've gotten the parasites out, all right, now we need to pour the good stuff back in. And so therefore you have a regenerator system in there. So it restores the body with superfoods, fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. And Akana is just a gift that keeps giving. So they're going to give you a QR code where you can scan the QR code to download your personalized, not 7-day, but 21-day regimen for your blood type. Now, if you look on the right-hand side, you see that this young lady on the first day, you could tell by her gut that it's an unhealthy gut. But she started a 7-day cleanse and she lost 10 pounds of waste, not weight, waste in just 7 days. Now, for me, I was blessed to lose 13 pounds in 7 days. So I know that this product is amazing. In fact, after I took my 7-day, I was so excited and impressed about the results. No headaches, no sinus issues. The pain in my knees started to resolve. I had more energy. My literally visibly, my gut was visibly relieved of the waste, right? And so that product is only $119. That system. It's an amazing system. It's the best $119 you could ever spend, right? And it is actually on sale for all our new customers, 10% off. So you get to take advantage of 10% off on that product. And then you want to get with the person that invited you because maybe by the time you're actually looking at this video, there are even more discounts on the table. So don't forget to ask, is there any other special in addition to the first time customer? Now, let's get into the 21-day reset. See, this program helps detoxify your body, restore balance, and promote significant weight loss of 8 to 25 pounds while building a foundation for lasting health. I think the key word there is foundation. So when we're looking at the package, it's the exact same thing that's in the 7 day. However, it has enough in there for the 21 day and then some. And so Billy here, visibly, you see that he has dropped 30 pounds of waste, WASTE, in just 21 days. Now, I know people that's been trying to lose 30 pounds and couldn't do it in 6 months, me included. So I jumped right into that 21 day after my 7 day, and my results absolutely phenomenal, and I felt like a new foundation of great health had been laid for me, and I've been hitting the ground and running ever since. And so this pack is $279, and of course 10% off would save you almost $30. And then double check for the additional savings. So let's look at some more people who took advantage of the 7 and the 21 days. Wow, you see that difference? That is amazing, right? That is amazing. And Yvette was so excited that she even wrote a book, My Guide to Your 100-Day Journey to a Better Health. We have thousands and thousands of testimonies of people who have used our products and have totally brought their body back into balance, or they're on a great path to doing so. In fact, Ernestine Davis was 64 years old currently, claimed, jumped in and claimed this, that ageless health starts with your blood type. She began to talk about how switching to foods tailored to her blood type helped her lose belly fat, improve her digestion, and achieve fourth place in a bikini contest at 63 years young. 63, where, right? And then I'm not sure what other goals you may have, right? You may say, okay, I've cleansed. Now I really want to aggressively pursue losing weight. I have an ideal weight I'd like to achieve, right? Well, we have a product that's called Hemp Govi, and it's a game changer. Why? Because you literally can drink your way slim. Drink your way slim. So Hemp Govi is the shot definitely worth taking. And our new line of drinkables allow you to ditch the injectables and drink your way to a slimmer waist and a flatter tummy. So we literally call this product here the game changer. Why? Because it's packed with powerful plant-based ingredients, and Hemp Govi works synergistically to target key areas of weight management while promoting overall wellness. So when you look at the key benefits, it burns fat naturally. It boosts the metabolism. It curbs the appetite. It supports digestive health, and it promotes overall balance. So when you look at the ingredients, the key ingredients, I want you to go ahead and take a snapshot. This is especially for all my researchers, because the key ingredients have also been third-party lab tested, tried, and proven. So now let's get into our other products. See, originally, Akana was Wakana, and we specialize in CBD products. Well, since then, we have expanded into the further into the wellness business, right? And so we formulate our proprietary blends of herbs and botanicals to elevate your well-being. Why am I sharing that? Because we want to educate some of the miseducation that's been out there. So you might be asking, well, what is CBD? CBD is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp, and out of more than 85 different cannabinoids, it is the second most common next to Delta 9, which is THC. And unlike THC, CBD is non psychotropic. And then you have THCA, which is also a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp, and out of more than 100 different cannabinoids. THCA is a non-psychoactive precursor to THC found in raw cannabis, and when heated through smoking, vaping, or cooking, THCA converts to THC, meaning that A drops off, and now there you have the psychoactive compound. Why is that important in this presentation? Because when we're looking at holistic solutions, we would be wrong if we left cannabis out. We've come to find out that we have what's called an endocannabinoid system. So cannabis, in fact, can be considered a holistic solution. And unlike pharmaceuticals that are often targeted but are single symptoms, cannabinoids interact with the ECS to provide systemic benefits, offering a more natural approach to health and wellness. Simply put, it brings the body back into balance. Now, when you're looking at cannabis and the blood type diet, when you're looking at when you're looking at cannabis and the blood type diet, we want you to understand that cannabis reduces inflammation, helps manage stress, and improve digestion. So blood type A's who deal with lower stomach acid, higher stress, and susceptibility to heart disease, or the blood type B's who are susceptible to autoimmune conditions and nervous system disorders, or blood type O's who are higher risk of inflammatory conditions, arthritis and overacidity, or blood type AB that is sensitive to digestive and immune stressors. We want you to know by leveraging the properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet, individuals may achieve a more balanced and a harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique biological predisposition. So then let's look at the products that we have that are a solution. Let's look at our Diamond Star. The Diamond Star is a product, it's a THCA that aligns with plant-based diets, offering therapeutic benefits without the high, similar to juicing cannabis leaves or flowers. So it's particularly strong benefits with these conditions: arthritis, autoimmune disorder, anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, chronic pain, and cancer. If you're dealing with any of those symptoms, you may need to add the flower to your diet. Now, we have over 70 plus products, and I don't have time to share them with you today. But if you're a coffee lover, oh, our coffee gives you the energy without the jitters. Essential oils, I don't leave home without them, either my peppermint oil or my eucalyptus oil. I mean, they are amazing. And our black seed oil that combats stress is just absolutely unbelievable. And then our number one seller next to our cleanses is our pain cream. It is absolutely phenomenal. And right on the spot, I had a headache and I rubbed just a little bit on my temples, gone. It was like a miracle. I said, "Oh boy, give me 10, sign me up," right? And then our hair products are absolutely phenomenal. My edges were thinning. I put the hemp powered hair oil on my edges, and they were growing back within the first 7 days. And now I have edges for days, okay? And then culinary seasonings, absolutely phenomenal. It's especially our garlic fire. It is very, very delicious. Now, whatever it is that you feel that you need, we want you to get back to the person that invited you on this call or sent you this recording, because we want you to discuss what are your health goals, because we have so many solutions and we have certified wellness coaches that can make sure that you have the products that will help bring your body back to balance. Now, one other amazing tool that we have is what's called a bioscan. We are able to offer comprehensive health tests in selective areas, so hopefully you can get to an area close to you. If there's not one near you, it's worth the drive. But this test actually confirmed everything that they thought was going on with my body. See, when I got a comprehensive health test, it showed that I had blockage in my arteries. And blockage, there was not a good flow from my heart to my brain. And so it tests in 4, 5, 6, 7, even 47 different areas, right? Omega-3 panels, gut checks, vitamins and minerals, your heart, your liver, and your kidneys, right? Now they value that at $1,000. But if you don't want to get any of our products, you can get the test alone just where you are, and it's only $189. Very well worth it. However, we want to actually offer you solutions and see you reach your health goals. So when you enroll in one of our auto ships, you can add the comprehensive test for just $50, just a $50 upgrade. So make sure you discuss that comprehensive test with your distributor or your health and wellness coach. Now, I don't know about you, but my testimony is amazing, right? And we have so many other people who have testimonies that are amazing. But my question to you is going to be, what health legacy will you create and pass on to your future generations? Because your blood type does matter, your food matters, your health matters, and your legacy matters. Why? Because food that heals one can harm another. So we need to find out. Now, the third option that we have on the table is, if you're considering coming aboard with us, partnering with us on a more closer level, right? You may be looking to become a wellness influencer just like us, or a certified coach like myself, right? And what that does is it puts you in a position to transform your health and earn income. So you're going to gain access to all the products you need to elevate your health while earning 20 to 40% commission on all retail purchases made through your site, including your own. Now, these two influencers, right, Stormy and Lee, they made over $1 million. Stormy, which was the first TikTok streamer to sell over 1 million in one session of beauty products, and Lee 1.7 billion in 12 hours of lipstick. Why a wellness influencer? Can you imagine if you became a wellness influencer and you helped 1 million people learn their blood type, how much income would be coming into your household, into our community? Well, if that sounds good to you, if it sounds good that you would be more of the solution than the problem, then take a snapshot of this pack right here, the Wellness Influencer Pack. It's only $3.99. Now, there's no discount that comes with that because it's already discounted. The value is well over $1,000, but you get tons of product, including a 21-day reset, bitters, fuel, pain cream, your own website, social media 101, an Akana certification. And what I really love is it has all kind of consultation, workshops, and product sales that will allow you to build multiple income streams, leaving a lasting legacy and impact on your community and beyond. Now, you might want to go a step up, and become a certified wellness coach. This pack is $14.99. Now, when I was shopping around for a certified wellness course and certificate, the classes were $3,000 to $5,000. And so when I saw that it not only came with a certification, but it came with over thousands and thousands of dollars of product, I just had to jump at this one. So you get 3 7 days, a 21-day, you get 2 pain creams, 1 Hempranium Gold, those are our tinctures, and so much more, coffee, gummies. Oh my goodness, this package is over $3,000 in value. So it's a game changer. See, influencers hold the power to shape brand perception, drive massive sales, and create personal connections with audiences. And those who ignore this trend risk falling behind in a rapidly evolving digital economy. In the influencer economy, it isn't just a trend, it's the future of marketing. So what am I saying? I'm saying the time is now. The influencer business is booming, okay? Viral trends like TikTok made me buy it have reshaped consumer behavior, driving millions in product sales. In fact, I caught myself the other day still scrolling after 2 hours on a little shopping thing that they had. And I said, oh, if I don't get myself off of here, but I had tons and tons of deals, but I saw no one on there selling products to cleanse out your gut and your blood and reversing all kind of sickness and illness, bringing your body back into balance, right? So what am I saying? The market is wide open. Wide open. The influencer market is currently at 33 billion globally, projected to reach 107 to 190 billion dollars by 2030. My only question to you is how much of that are you going to make sure comes into your household while you're securing your family health legacy? And then when we're talking about solution number 4, it's going to be transform your diet and dramatically improve your health. What does that mean? You're going to make a serious commitment and sit down with the person that invited you, sit down with your certified wellness coach, and put a diet plan together and walk forward with it. And then the fifth thing you're going to do is break the cycle of generational illness by passing it forward. Share that gift of health. Inspire others to create generational health with your success story. Support your family's unique health journey. How do you do that? By selecting option number 1 with the blood type test kit, bitters, detox meal plan, the meal replacement, and a digital download just for your type. Go forward with the 7-day refresher for a more personalized wellness plan or a 21-day. And then we want you to partner with us. Become a wellness influencer or a certified coach. We will train, coach, and develop you and put you in a position to just transform your health and earn income. Now, our goal to empower is to empower over 1 million families to improve their health and their wealth. See, there are 6 areas in the world where people eat far less animal meat and they live longer than average, eating according to their blood type. We call these areas blue zones. Well, Connor is committed to creating the first Black blue zone and nationwide blue zone in the world right here in the United States. Will you join us in that effort? Because when we help 1.5% of the United States, 5 million people, we have reached. At $50, that equals 250 million in sales if they only spend $50 with us, right? And if 80% of the people reject you, we still impact 1 million people. And so the first 100,000 to 150,000 people involved in the business will earn up to 80% of the wealth of the company, right? Because it's new, it's pioneering, it's formulating, right? And then it builds momentum and then it stabilizes. Now we are right in the middle of momentum, right? And so you want to make sure that you come in and be on time because this is the time, right? Harvard Business School says select a company at 18 months old. 90% of companies fail their first 18 months. According to Harvard Business School, if a company has less than 500,000 people, it is a great opportunity. If less than 100,000, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. Why am I sharing that with you? I'm sharing that with you because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. We are celebrating 6 years. Although we've had so much success, we haven't even scratched the surface. So the time is now. So you want to get back to the person that invited you, and you want to make sure that you let them know exactly what it is your health goals are, and we will talk to you about how we can help you. I want to thank you for being with us today, and remember to invite people back here on Wednesday Wellness, and on 411 East 35th Street on Thursday, and that's at 1 o'clock Central, Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, Saturday at 10 a.m. Central, and Sunday again at 5 p.m. Central. I want to thank you. We love you all, and have a blessed Akana Kana evening. Good night.